are internship with the fifth semester only. So keep updating your analytical skills, logical skills, data structures, algorithms, and programming skills. Either Python, Java, or React. Okay? Keep practicing at least half an hour a day. Keep practicing it. Because you do not know when the link will come for you for which time. So you have to be ready anyway. So we'll continue now.
Yeah.
All of you logging from your mobile. Not take much. In the chat box, type your name on your all of you type the name on your in the chat box.
Decline.
Do not log out in the NSI event.
Picks you're taking, no? You're taking. Okay, good morning. We'll get started. So this is actually my LinkedIn profile. Okay, so I did my BE from NIT Suratkar. Okay, MTech from SJCE. I also did diploma in ergonomics from NITI Mumbai. That's actually adjacent to IIT Powai. Okay, so I strongly feel you should enhance your LinkedIn profile. Okay, so this briefly about me. So we'll just get started. Okay. Orientation to data analytics. Decline.
Mute again.
Mute again. Okay, can you all hear me? All those who are online? Yeah.
No people speakers. Otherwise, they will.
Okay, so I'll not go into presentation mode. People have been joining. So I'll keep in this mode only.
Presentation mode.
Huh?
Presentation mode.
None ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು. I'll take care. Hope you are all able to hear. Those who are online, you can hear, no? Okay. So this is orientation to data analytics. Okay. So this is my brief. I'm placed as assistant professor. So 5 most employable skills for 2022 and how you can build a career in each. So first one is cyber security, cloud computing. Okay, third is big data, fourth is AI machine learning, fifth is Internet of Things. Okay. Yeah. So this is just skip this. Okay, so this is actually data science process, how it happens. Okay, so in reality, raw data is collected. Okay, data is processed, and then data set is cleaned. We do what is called as exploratory data analysis. Okay, and then we build models and algorithms. take decisions, okay, communicate, visualize, report. Then we get a data product, and then that is again put back into reality. Okay. Okay, so this is actually business intelligence. Brief about business intelligence. Okay. Okay. All those who are on Google Meet, can you hear me? Just say raise your hand. All those who have joined online, can you all hear me? Please raise your hand. Hello. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, that's good. Okay. People have been joining. Okay, and so this is actually, yeah. Okay, so these are all the softwares that we are going to explore. One is Excel. Okay, as you know, Excel is a spreadsheet software. Okay, which is available on Windows, Android, iOS, and all that. So this is a kind of report or a dashboard we can prepare using Excel. Okay, Excel is a very powerful tool, and there is also MySQL. Okay, and then yeah, this is how it looks like MySQL. Okay, and then we look at Power BI.
PPT is not shared.
Okay.
Screen sharing is not done.
Sorry.
Here. Enter screen. Admit, admit.
ಬರ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. 100 ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಆದರೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ.
100 share.
Okay, can you see the PPT now? Can you see the PPT? Please respond.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, sorry. I mean, I was running the PPT and never realized. Okay, so this is actually Power BI. Power BI is an interactive data visualization software developed by Microsoft with primary focus on business intelligence. It's part of Microsoft Power Platform. Okay, so this is how a dashboard or a report looks like in Power BI. Okay, and then coming to Tableau. Tableau is actually a Salesforce product. This again is used for data visualization. Okay, so this is how a data area visualization looks in Power Tableau. Okay, this is how it looks like. Okay, and then of course there's a software called NIME. Okay, so this is a free and open source data analytics reporting and integration platform. This is how the home screen looks like in NIME. Okay, and then this is yeah, Rapid Miner. Okay, this again a data science software platform. Okay, and then this how it looks like home screen. And of course you know Python. Okay, so Python and all is used for data visualization. Okay, so I actually believe in teamwork. Okay, so this is together everyone achieves more. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so what I will do is I'll give a demo of Power BI. Okay, and then I'll give a demo of Tableau. Okay. Okay. So can you see this? 1 minute. Okay, can you see this Excel sheet? Yeah, this Excel sheet, can you see? Yeah, please respond. Can you all see this? Excel, it's getting loaded.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh-huh. So this is the Excel sheet of a company called Kevin Cookie Company Financials. Okay. So Kevin Cookie Company is making sales in 5 countries: Canada, Mexico, France, Germany, United States. It's selling all these types of products. Okay. So chocolate chip. Okay. Different varieties of cookies it is selling. Okay, chocolate chip, fortune cookie, oatmeal, snickerdoodle, sugar, white chocolate, like that. Okay, so these are all the units sold. Yeah. So this Excel sheet captures the data relating to Kevin Cookie Company financials. Okay, so how many units are sold? What was the revenue per cookie? What is the cost per cookie? Revenue, cost, how much profit it made? Okay, on which date, which month, name, year, all this sold was is captured in this Excel sheet. Okay, but then we don't have a what to say a dashboard or a report. Okay, so like this, we need to have a dashboard or a report. Okay, okay. So if we have a dashboard or a report like this, it's easy for the top management to understand what is happening in the company. Okay, and so that is the intention of this session, wherein from this Power BI. Okay, okay. So the Power BI, when I launch, it appears like this. Okay, so I will say get data. Okay, so this is a Microsoft product. Just say get data. Okay, so get data. So Power BI can connect to hundreds of data sources. Okay, so one of them is Excel. So I'll just get connected to Excel data. Okay, so I'll just connect to Excel. Okay, so I should connect to Kevin Cookie Company Financials. I'll say open. So since it's a data visualization software, it takes some time to get connected and bring the data to Power BI. So you have done any data visualization, people from 7SEM ISC, using Python or any other application? Please respond.
No, sir.
Okay. So there is something called as data visualization even in Python. Uh, but then this Power BI and Tableau is pretty easy. You don't have to do any coding as such here. Okay. So I'll just connect to cookie sales. Okay. Now I want to transform data. I don't want to load data as it is. Okay, so I want to transform data. Okay, so
Logging signals, some of them are logging in.
ಇದು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅವಾಗ ಚೆಕಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲೈಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. Well, actually, I should have sent mail ID. If you have sent mail ID, I should have added guests. Then automatically they can join. Not admit. Okay, so now it got connected to the Excel data. Okay, so what I will do is here I will do some transformation. Okay. Okay, so say I don't want what to say, fortune cookies. Okay, so if I don't want fortune cookies, I'll uncheck and then I'll say okay. Okay, so then it is captured in this applied steps. Okay, filtered rows means fortune cookie row is eliminated. Okay, and then unit sold is can you see it is 4492.5. Can you all notice it is 4492.5? Please respond. Okay, so what I will do is I will change type. I will make it a whole number. Okay, so it has become 4492, so change type will come. Okay, now month name is actually here, month number is there. Okay, so I want to make it as month. Okay, just the month. Okay. So it says rename columns. So whatever transformation we are doing, it is captured in applied steps. Okay, hope you are following. Just respond. Okay, hello people, please respond.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so now I want to put back fortune cookies. Okay, so I want to put back fortune cookies. What I will do is this filtered rows is there. Okay, so I'll just click on this. Okay, delete. So that step is deleted and fortune cookies comes back. Okay, so here you notice fortune cookie has come back. Okay, now I can also connect to what to say, new source. Okay, okay, so it will see this Power BI can connect to hundreds of data sources. Okay, it could be SQL, it could be web source, it could be JSON, hundreds of data sources it can connect. So I'll actually connect to a web data source. Okay, so this is that web source. Okay, okay, so I'll connect to the web source. Okay, so for BI. So on the Wikipedia, I have a page which gives me list of countries and population. Okay, and so I'll just copy this link. Okay, so as you can see here, okay, this table gives the various countries and their population with various other details as well. Okay, so I'll just copy this and then I will paste here. Okay, and say okay. Okay. So Power BI is getting connected to the web source. Okay. I guess I need to upgrade my hard disk. Going for SSD hard disk, then all this becomes fast. Okay, yeah. So I will select this table, and I'm not going to what to say transform. I'm just going to say okay. I'm just pulling into Power BI. Okay. So you have two tables here. One is cookie sales and the other one is sovereign states. So this one I will rename. I will rename it as country population. Okay, so I'll rename it as country population. Okay, so now this is actually our primary table. Cookie sales is our primary table. Country population is actually our add-on table. Okay, now here I don't want all the columns. Okay, so this column I don't want. I'll just say remove. Okay, and then this column I don't want. I'll say remove. Okay, date column I don't want, I'll remove. Percent of world I don't want, I'll remove. Population I want, I'll keep it. Okay, region I don't want, I'll remove. Okay, rank I don't want, I'll just remove. Okay, so basically this cookie sales has data of cookie sales in 5 countries. Okay, with all revenue, cost, and all that. Okay, and then this country population has two columns. One is country and one is population. Now, if you see here, so many countries are there. Okay, but then I don't want all these countries. I want only 5 countries: Canada, France, Germany, Mexico, United States. Okay, so what I will do is I will remove the countries which I don't want. Okay, I'll deselect. Okay, I will go with only Canada. Okay, so I'll go with Canada, and then I will go with France. Okay, I'll go with France. Okay, and then go with Germany. Okay, then I will go with. Hope you're all following, people. Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, so recording will be made available to you. I'm recording on OBS. Okay, I'll compress it and it may take some time. Okay, okay, United States. Okay, fine. Okay, so now you notice that we have only 5 countries and their respective population. Okay. Now what I will do is, this is cookie sales and this is country population. Okay. Now this country population, these two columns should come into cookie sales table. Okay. So what I will do is I will be in this table only, cookie sales. This is our primary table. Okay. Then I will say merge columns. Okay. So I will just say merge query. Okay. Okay, so merge queries is here. Okay, I'll just say merge queries. Okay, so I will select this. Okay, I will also select country population. I will select this. I will select this. Okay, I will say ignore privacy labels, and then I will say save. Okay, so 700 rows of the selection matches 700 of 700 rows from the first table. Okay, say okay. I'll just say okay. So now you notice that in our cookie sales table, this country population also has come. Okay, so this is what we are interested. Now I'll deselect. I want only the population. Okay, so the population has come here. Okay. Now, so all transformation is done. Okay, so I'll just say close and apply. Okay, just say close and apply. Okay, So anybody in the waiting room? Let's check. So once it gets loaded, we can see three aspects here. One is data, one is table, and one is model. Okay. Okay. So it got loaded. I think. Yeah. So this is. Okay, so here you notice cookie sales and country population in fields column. Okay, so this is actually that visualization. So if we want to create dashboard or a report, we can make use of all these tools here. Okay, now I'll just hide these, hide all this. Okay, so this is a report. Okay, and this is data, and this is model. Okay, so we are not doing any model. Okay, already it has established a connection. Okay, so it has established a connection between cookie sales and country population. For our exercise, I'm not going to do anything regarding this model. Okay, so I'm going to go with report. Okay, so report is like a drawing sheet. Okay, so you are given a drawing sheet, paint and brush. Okay, so you can do whatever you want on the drawing sheet. Same thing here in this report. We can build visuals with our data. Okay. So first what I will do is I will add text. Okay, so I'll go to this. Okay, I'll add a text box. Okay, so here I will type Kevin Cookie Company Performance Report. Okay, so this is the title I'm going to give. Okay, so I'll select this and then I'll make it 28. I'll say bold. Okay, fine. Okay, so this is what we want. Okay, now I will select profit from the fields column. Okay, I'll go to cookie sales table. So we are interested in cookie sales table. Okay, we are not now interested in country population because country population has been brought into cookie sales. Okay, so I'll go to cookie sales. Okay, I'll try to figure out what all columns are there. Okay, so I'll select profit. Okay, I'll select profit and I'll also select date. Okay, I'll also select date. Okay, so like this we are actually building visuals for our we are building visuals for our yeah. We are building visuals for our yeah. Okay, so here date is there. Now I can what to say, trend line I can make like this. Okay, so I can make a trend line out of this. Okay, if I want bar graph, I can always come back to bar graph. Okay. Okay, so like this I'm going to build visuals. Okay, now I'll have to come out actually. Okay, I'll have to come out. I don't want, I'll not be in this box. I have to come out. Okay, so now what I will do is I'll select country. Okay, I'll select country. Okay, and then I will drag profit. I'll drag profit. Okay, I'll drag profit. Now I can select, I can go to what to say, tree map. We can go to tree map. Okay, or I can get back to map mode. Okay, so like this I'm actually building visuals for this Kevin Cookie company. Okay, so based on the Excel data. Okay, so I have connected with the Excel data. Now I want to know the performance of the company. Okay, so these are all the various visuals I am building. Okay, now if you hover over this, okay, so in North America how much profit it has made, in Europe how much it has made, in France how much it has made will be shown here. Okay, now I'll do one thing. I will just come out and click, and then I will insert a table. Okay, I'll insert a table. Okay, and then to this table I will insert country. Okay, okay, country, population. Okay, and also units sold. Okay, so these three I have inserted here. Okay, so this I will slightly mark. Okay, so this is one more visual I brought in. Okay, now I'll come out and click. Okay, so I will insert clustered column chart. Okay, so this is actually clustered column chart. Okay, and then to this I will insert product and profit. Okay, I'll insert product and then profit. Okay, so I'll slightly resize so that one more visual I have to add. Okay, I have to add one more visual. Okay, so now what I'll do is come out and click. I will insert a slicer. Okay, so this is actually okay. So this is a slicer. I'll insert a slicer and then I'll insert country. That's it. I'll insert country. Okay. So now all this is done in what to say, in my desktop. Okay. So hope you are able to follow till here. People, please raise your hand. If you have followed, just raise your hand. Hello. Okay, fine. Okay, so now we have got this visual. I want to publish this. Okay, so I want to publish this. What I will do is I'll just say file. Okay, and then I'll just say publish. Okay, publish to Power BI. Okay. Okay, so it's asking me to save. Okay, so Kevin demo third Feb. Okay, so I'll make like this. Okay, I'll just save this. Hope you are finding interesting. Please respond. Okay, so this I will.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll publish it to my workspace. Okay, I'll publish it to my workspace and select this. So I'll actually be publishing on the cloud. Okay. So if you want to download Power BI desktop, you need to download using college account. You'll have to sign up for app.powerbi.com using your college account. Okay, so your personal mail ID will not work. Okay. So how many have college mail ID? Please say yes or no. Like 1JS 16 18 IS 020 at jssatb.ac.in. So that is actually your college mail ID. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I've already signed up for this. So it's getting published to the cloud. Okay. So here you can actually share, but then since it's a free version, I'll not be able to share. So, but then it gets published in the cloud. Okay. So my workspace. Okay, so what I have did, I have, it is now there in app.powerbi.com. Okay, now if I want to share this, then it says upgrade to Power BI Pro. Okay, so I'll have to pay and I'll have to upgrade, so which is not possible now. Okay, fine. Let me see. I'll copy this link and share it with you on WhatsApp. Okay, or I'll put in the chat box. I'll just put in the chat box. Okay, so one request for those of us who joined late, can you please show the Excel file once more? Okay, Vijay, I will just share the Excel sheet. Okay, so people just click on this if you are able to open that. App.powerbi.com, which I have shared just now. Okay, okay, yeah. Okay, so I'll be sharing this. Vijay, you're there online? Hello? Vijay, you had asked for this, the Excel sheet. This is actually the Excel sheet of Kevin Cookie Company. Okay, so it is making sales in all these countries, product, unit sold, revenue, cost. Okay, okay. So this is actually the Excel sheet. It has nearly some 700 rows of data. Okay, it has 700 rows of data. Okay, so any idea how many rows are there in Excel? Any idea how many rows are there in Excel? Please respond, people. Any idea how many rows in Excel are there? Please respond.
Dear students, kindly respond, be active, interactive.
See, I'll just go to the last control. Yeah, 10 lakh 48,576. Okay, so I'll just copy that. 10 lakh 48,576. Okay, so this is the number of rows that are there in Excel. Okay, how many columns are there? Any idea? XFD 16,584 columns. Okay, so it's actually 16,584 columns. Okay. So as of now, we have 700 rows of data. 10 lakh 48 576 16 584. Okay. Okay. How many cells are there? Any idea? Okay, so it is still going to some other format. Okay, leave it. It comes to some crores together. Okay, so yeah, so this is how a dashboard is created. Okay, a dashboard or a report is created in Power BI. Okay, so this is a very powerful tool. Okay, so could you click on that link and open? Any? Please respond. I had shared the link. Please respond. Hello. Please respond. Are you able to? I have put in the chat box. Okay.
Aditya Shukla, are you there? Aditya Shukla.
People, please respond.
Kshitij, Kshitij, are you there? So nobody is responding. Mayur
I,
Vardhan,
I know. Bhumika, respond. Bhuvan, hello.
Srivasu, Suhasi
Because I
will
want to
not
go.
respond. During exam time, will also not respond. Okay?
Because I'll go to the next software called Power Tableau. Say I just want to know whether you are there online or you have just logged in. Okay. Tisha Jain, are you able to open the chat box? In the chat box, I had sent a link.
Yes, sir.
Okay, could you open that? Did it show the report? Hello?
Hello.
Okay.
Actually, sir, it is asking for an email address.
Okay, don't bother. Okay, fine. So now I'll go to Tableau. Okay, so madam, I can continue, no? 10 minutes. Okay, Tableau, this doesn't take much time, Tableau. Okay, okay, yeah. So I'll go to Tableau now. So I'll go to the Excel sheet which I'm working on. Okay, I'll go to the Excel sheet on which I'm working on. Okay, so this is actually Excel sheet of World Bank data. Okay, so World Bank carbon dioxide data. Okay, so I'm actually going into the data cleaned. So we get raw data, but then we have to clean the data. Okay, so this is actually country wise how much carbon dioxide it is emitting. Okay, so that is captured in this Excel sheet. Okay, so this is CO2 per capita. CO2 per capita means, see, there will be some. Okay. Okay. So anyway, so Power BI you could not log in, but then Tableau Public is. I will share the link of Tableau Public. Okay. So that is published on the cloud, and you can log in. Okay. So this is CO2 per capita. CO2 per capita is, so CO2 is emitted in terms of volumes divided by the country population. Okay. So that is actually CO2 per capita. Okay. So this one we'll have to capture using Tableau. Okay, so we want to create a dashboard or a report. Okay, so I'll just say connect to Microsoft Excel. Okay, I'll connect to Microsoft Excel. Okay, so I'll just close this. To say, yeah. Okay, so I'll connect to Microsoft Excel. Okay. Okay, so this is the Excel sheet with which I am connecting. So I'll close all the unwanted applications. So Tableau Public you can download freely. But then if you want Tableau Desktop Edition, you'll have to give your college mail ID, college identity card. Through that we have to register, and you can download Tableau Desktop. It has more features. Okay, Tableau Public can connect to only flat files, whereas Tableau Desktop can connect to SQL and various other data sources. Okay, so it's getting connected. Okay, just a minute. So once it gets connected, it will be fast. So anyway, no unwanted applications are running. Okay. Okay, so it's almost done. Okay, so the Excel data is connected. Now what I will do is I'll build visuals. Okay, what I will do is I will just drag the table CO2 data cleaned. Okay, so CO2 data cleaned, I'll drag and drop here. Okay, fine. I will. So that table has come here. Okay, so now I'll go to worksheet. Okay, so I'll go to worksheet. Okay, and then I will drag country name. Okay, so country name I will drag and drop here. Okay. Okay, and then I will drag CO2 per capita. Okay, so this also I will drag here. Okay. So some colors have to be changed anyway. Let's go with the existing colors. I will not change that. Okay, so I will rename this. I'll rename this as CO2 per capita. Okay. Okay, so I'll rename this as CO2 per capita. Now I'll open a new worksheet. Okay, so this is a new worksheet. Okay, so I will double click on CO2 per capita. Okay, I will double click on year. Okay, and then I will add country name. So this is how I am building visuals. Okay, change colors I will not do that. Okay, so this one I will change it to CO2 emission changes over time. Emission changes over time. Okay, now what I will do is I will create a dashboard out of this. Okay, so this is actually a dashboard. Okay, so I'll create a dashboard, and already I have two sheets here. One is CO2 per capita and one is CO2 emission changes over time. Okay, now this I don't want this. Okay, so I don't want this one. Okay, just delete it down. Okay, yeah, so I don't want this. I deleted that. Okay, so now you notice that if I click on a country, the map down, the trend line down doesn't change. If I click on a country, the trend line doesn't change. Okay, so what I will do is I'll use as filter. Okay, so if I click on a country, the trend line changes down. Okay, so for that country, the trend line is showing. Okay, okay. So add text is there anyway. I will not do that. Okay. So now what I will do is I'll publish to the web. Okay. So file save to Tableau public as. Okay. So I'll go to the. Okay. So I'll sign into. Already I have signed up. Okay. So I'll log in. Okay. Okay, so I'll just call this as carbon footprint. Carbon. So this is actually we are doing how much carbon dioxide the countries are emitting. Okay, so this is 3rd Feb. Okay, so I'll just say save this. So it is getting saved in cloud. Okay. Okay, so I think it gets opened in Microsoft Edge. Okay. So whatever I have done is shared in cloud and I can share actually. Okay, so there is one share option here. Okay, let it get okay. So whatever I did in Tableau desktop, Tableau public is now in the cloud. Okay, so I'll just say share. Okay, so I'll come here, copy. Okay, I'll put in the chat box. Okay, so now you should be able to open this. Okay, so now you should be able to. It doesn't ask for. Yeah. Yeah, so now click on this link and see if you can open. Just click on this link and just let me know if you're able to. I can also publish this on, yeah, I can send it on WhatsApp. Okay, so I'll send it to madam. Okay, I'll send it to madam and I'll also send it to ISC HOD. I'll send it to some students. Let me see if I can. Okay. Put in the group. Okay. So can you, are you able to open this link?
Sir, it's visible, sir.
Visible, is
I
it?
just opened it,
Okay.
so we can see the graph.
Oh, awesome. So can you share the screen now? I'll stop sharing. So can you share the screen? Let me see. Yeah. You share the screen and let me see how it is visible. Share the screen. Who responded just now? Hello?
Sir, just a second, sir.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Take your time. No problem.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Huh? No, no, she's sharing the screen. Oh, awesome. Okay, good. Rakshita SM is presenting. Pretty good. Okay. Oh, good. So it didn't ask like that. For Power BI, it asked for login, so it didn't ask. Okay. So now what I want to tell is you publish in, yeah, mute your mic. Okay. Hello?
Sir, is this visible, sir?
Yeah, 1 minute. No, you stopped. First, it was visible for some time. Now it's not visible. You have to go share entire screen. You just have to say share entire screen. Uh, Share entire screen.
using this tab, show the entire screen.
Yeah, now it's visible. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, now.
Is this visible, sir?
Yeah, it's visible very much. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so thanks Rakshita. Stop sharing. I'll tell you how to publish on the LinkedIn. Okay, so this will actually enhance your LinkedIn profile. Okay.
Sure,
So,
sir.
so I'll just share my screen. Okay, share now. Okay, so, so I'm sharing my screen. Okay. Okay, so can you all see this? Okay, can you all see this? Okay. So I've already copied that link. Okay. So what I will do is I'll come to yeah, I'll come to yeah, home. Okay, come to home. Okay, so you can actually add hashtag. Okay, so I'll start a post here. Okay, so first only it asks for hashtag. Okay, so I'll just give hash tableau. Okay, then some more hashtag I'll add. Okay. Okay, so what do you want to talk about? Okay, so add hashtag. Okay, so TABLEAU. Okay, so add tableau. I've added. Okay, so add hashtag. I'll add mm, carbon. Okay, footprint. Carbon footprint. Okay, so for now this is enough. Okay, so what I will do is I will copy that link. Okay, and then I will just say post. Okay, so this is how it appears here. Okay, carbon footprint. Okay, so you'll get notifications. Okay, so once you publish on LinkedIn, you will get notifications. Okay, so this is how it appears. Okay. Okay, so any questions? Hope you liked the session on Tableau and Power BI.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so fine. So I'll stop the session here, but we keep logging on. Okay, so the next speaker will take over now. Okay, so I think ma'am will introduce the next speaker. Level. Madam.
So, I thank Dr. Prabhashankar sir. Hello. I thank Dr. Prabhashankar sir for delivering an excellent session on Power AI and Tableau. So it is a visualization tool which is very much important for data analytics. So most of our projects nowadays is using the extreme data analytics for visualization and preparation purposes. So which is as far as required, it is for engineering students. It should be a must topic. So I sincerely thank on behalf of Department of ISC and behalf of Department of MBA department and JCCTE. So I thank Dr. Prabhashankar sir for delivering a nice session over there. Sir has also given links over there so that you can contact with the sir and learn more how to get through the Tableau or Power AI. So I also thank Dr. Rekha Madam, HOD of Department of ISC, for giving a support for encouragement and support for going for this student development program through the hands-on sessions. So I thank all the students and representatives. So I also welcome through this port our next speaker, Miss Shushmita. She is a SAP consultant for UK projects with Accenture, and she has been giving a huge talk on is talk on big data analytics with Apache Spark, the tools and techniques of data science and big data analytics. So I request Miss Shushmita to join for the session and to start the presentation. Shushmita?
Sorry
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
interrupt, madam.
Yeah, yes, madam. Yeah.
So before the Sushmita starts her session,
Yes, yes,
I
ma'am.
would like to thank Prabhu Shankar sir for deliberating in-depth knowledge of Power BI and Tableau and how to prepare a report, a detailed analysis.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure my students have got immense knowledge about this. And in future, it may help out for their project or as well as for placement. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, madam. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Continue. Sushmita, ma'am, welcome you,
Hello.
Sushmita, for the next session. Can carry
Sir, is
on.
it audible?
Thank you, ma'am. Hi, everyone.
Sir,
Good
madam is
afternoon.
thanking, HOD is thanking you.
I would be giving a presentation on data science and
HOD has
how
come. HOD has
Apache
thanked just now.
is used in big data. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, sure. Please share. So I'll stop presenting. You share.
Let me know, guys, once my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's just there, visible. Yeah, it's visible. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So I think most of you are in seven sem now, so you would be having an idea of what is the data science. Can any one of you please share? Okay, come on, guys. Even I have been in this position. Any one of you? Okay, let
Okay,
me
so starting.
go forward then. So, data science is basically a domain which involves working with a huge amount of data and analyzing it, as well as building a model based on that analysis. And it also involves validating and utilizing the data and selecting the best suitable model that meets the business requirement. It is not just it doesn't involve just coding. It involves computer science, mathematics, and as well as business strategies also. So we all know that in 1980s the internet came into existence, and back then we didn't have much data. Now we get almost trillions of data every day, and these data have been stored. None of the data is useless. Everything can be worked on, and some useful context can be taken out of it. So suppose if I give you guys a data of every citizen in India, whose latitude and longitude, and what could you derive from this mathematical uh, data? Can I want someone to answer? Um, can I pinpoint, ma'am?
Yeah. You can call somebody's name and ask them to respond.
Yeah. Hi, Jayashree. Jayashree, why? Can you just share anything which comes into your mind? Okay.
Please respond.
I think everyone are too nervous. Okay, so guys, using this latitude and longitude, you would get each and every person's coordinates. Like this will be recorded when a person uses internet or clicks on a video or clicks on an ad, anything he does on the internet. So
Sir,
based
ಹಾಗೆ
on this,
ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾ
what data
ನಾನು ಅವಾಗ
scientists do is they
Run a
work on
touch.
this
ಇನ್ನೂ
data,
ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
and they obtain a
50 cook
model.
ಹಾ ಸರ್
For
ನಾವೇ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು
example,
ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾ
like
ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ HOD ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ
how
ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾ
many % of
ಸರ್ ಇದು
people go out on
ಮೈಕ್ರೋಫೋನ್ಸ್
certain number
ತೆಗಿಬೇಕಾ
of days,
ಬೇಡವಾ
and where do
Mute
they go?
ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು
And
ಮಾತಾಡೋದು.
based on this, they propose a business model
ಸೊ
to
ಟು
either
ಸ್ಪೀಕ್
a
ಔಟ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು
restaurant or
ಎನೇಬಲ್
a
ದಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ
mall or
ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
something. And these people will find a way to improve their marketing through these kind of models. So Data scientists use the tools, and top 10 data science tools are displayed on the screen. SAS, which is basically designed for statistical operation. Apache Spark is used for batch processing and data streaming. Data stream means live, it can process a real time data, and batch processing means that the data is collected over the time and fed into an analytic system. So big ML, it is basically used for machine learning algorithms, and there is D3 JavaScript that is used for making an interactive visuals for on the websites. MATLAB is used for statistical modeling of data. That basically means statistical modeling means applying a statistical mathematical statistic analysis on the data set. It is basically mathematical representation of observed data. Tableau, Jupyter, I think you would all be
ನಾವೇ
knowing.
ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್ ಎಚ್ ಡಿ ಬಂತು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ
Tableau,
ಸರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶಾಟ್ ಒಂದು ಫೋಲ್ಡರ್ ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ
data tools. Coming to what exactly is big data.
ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶಾಟ್.
So from 7 SEM, I think they would have read it.
ಡೆಸ್ಕ್ಟಾಪ್ ನೆಟ್ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಫೋಲ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀನಿ.
ಯಾವುದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶಾಟ್?
ಈಗ ಅದೇ ಲೈವ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ?
ಹಾಂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಪೇಂಟ್.
Okay. So big data is a technique to collect, maintain, and process huge information.
ಪ್ಲಸ್
It basically contains greater varieties of data and arriving in greater volumes and with more velocity. Velocity means how much data that comes within a certain period of time. These are
ಇನ್ವೇ
the
ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ
in a layman words, it is a complex data set.
ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್
Which is especially
recording
from
ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ.
data sources, and these are extremely voluminous, and traditional data processing
ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
software can't manage them.
ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ
And
ಬರುತ್ತೆ,
hence,
ಇಲ್ಲಿ
we use the
ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು
big data.
ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ವಾ,
So
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
volume here basically
So
means
full
the
ಬರುತ್ತೆ ವಿತ್
amount
ಆಡಿಯೋ.
of data that we get, that a company gets. So you'll have to process the high volumes of low density and unstructured data. And velocity basically means how quickly the data is generated and how quickly that moves away. It is an important factor because the company should know their data flow, how their data flow is, and should act on it very quickly so that they can come up with best business designs and strategies for it. And variety basically means different types of data. Before there was only structured data, and now also unstructured data and semi-structured data are there. So it needs to be processed. So this is the variety. Moving on to difference between big data and data science. As you all know, data science is an area just like a computer science and everything, which involves all the fields, whereas big data is a subset of data science. So data science is all about collecting, processing, and analyzing and utilizing the data, but big data is extracting vital information from a huge amount of data. The major goal in data science is to build a data dominant product for the venture, whereas in the big data, the goal is to make the data more vital and useful, like cleaning and all those goes into that. So big data tools we already saw. There are some few tools of data science tools we already saw. Sorry, big data tools are R and Python. So these are all the difference. Let me go to the next slide. So yeah, in what all fields data science can be used, it is extremely growing, and you guys can consider it as a career if you really interested. Actually, it is quite interesting. So the first one is analyzing the collected data from like call centers or marketing company. These people collect the data, and they'll analyze it, and come up with a plan that most of the users agree to, or where they can focus on, and your weather condition and traffic patterns and everything. So deliveries, they can reduce the cost, and delivery speeds, they can improve the delivery speeds. Here, for example, when we are exporting certain goods from India to somewhere else, so we need to look after the weather conditions and all those things. So based on the data that was previously collected and everything, they'll come up with a proper efficient plan. That's how it is used in that field. And in the medical field, it is used as well to improve the patient diagnosis by analyzing the medical test data, and the reported symptoms. They report the symptoms so that the doctor can diagnose early before and treat them more efficiently. And the other one is the supply chain, and yeah, as we all know, financial crime is the one which is happening most, like through online banking and all those things. So as we go to the internet, our data will be recorded. So these data can be used to get the suspicious behavior and activities, and it's so that it can be avoided in the future. And the other one is the recommendation system, as you all use Amazon and Flipkart and all those things. So each and every time when you click on a product, you just want to see that will be recorded, and next time the same suggestions comes to you. So, what is Apache Spark in big data? Apache Spark is basically an open source and a distributed processing system that is used for big data workloads. It utilizes some memory it utilizes in-memory caching, and also optimizes query execution for the fast queries against the data of any size. So it is basically fast and a general engine for processing a very large data set. So by here, the fast means that how how fast it is from the previous approaches, like map reduce and all those things. This is fast because Apache Spark runs on memory, like the RAM. So it makes processing much faster than the disk drives. And the general part means that it can be used for multiple things. It can be running on the distributed SQL, or creating a database pipelines, or uh, putting the data into a database and running a machine learning algorithm. So that's why it's a general engine. Um, yeah, as we all saw, it is open source. Here, it can process the data in a real time, as well as the data which is already stored. So Apache Spark is quite used. So all upon that, it supports different languages. If you're interested in Java or Python, you can develop program in that also. Scala is like a main language for Apache Spark. It is similar to Python, but yeah, you can easily get through it by seeing few um, videos or something. And also, Apache Spark is developers and data scientists incorporate Spark in their application to rapidly, because it can be queried easily, and it analyzes fast, and it also transforms the data sooner. Next is Hadoop process. Why Spark is better than Hadoop? As you all have studied Hadoop in our college, so it is, we all know it has MapReduce, and it makes it pretty slow. Apache Spark is like faster than the MapReduce. That is basically because it performs on the memory. So whereas Hadoop performs batch processing of data, here Spark does both batch processing as well as real time. So we write the code in Hadoop basically in Java, and hence it takes too longer time to compile and read and all those things. Uh, in Apache Spark, it supports OOPS concept as well as functional coding, so it is pretty fast. So coming to Spark features, so why is Spark preferred? Basically because of fast processing. Spark contains something called as resilient distributed data sets, which saves the time in taken in reading or writing operations, and it runs almost like faster than the Hadoop, 10 to 100 times faster than the Hadoop. And also the in-memory computing. The data is stored in the RAM, so it can access the data quickly and accelerate the speed of analytics. Next is flexible. Spark supports multiple languages, and it allows the developers to write application in different languages. Next is fault tolerance. Yeah, as we all saw the like data resilient data distributed sorry resilient distributed data sets are designed to handle the failures. Like if any one node actually fails, it is the other one. It is basically execution flow of execution. RDD is nothing but uh, like when you perform a program, RDD would be when you perform a single line of a code, RDD would be created and data wouldn't be loaded into the RDD until and unless action is performed at the end. So if anything fails in the middle, the other there will be so many RDDs created. So other one will look into the flow of the execution of program. And yeah, Spark has a rich set of SQL queries and machine learning algorithms, so it has a better analytics. Coming to components of Spark, Spark Core, Spark SQL, and Spark Streaming and ML library, built-in libraries, and GraphX are the components. Spark Core is basically the engine for the large parallel data and distributed data processing. Here, these are the Spark Core is responsible for memory management and fault recovery, and also scheduling and distributing monitoring. This is basically because Spark Core consists of RDDs. Yeah, the Spark Core is embedded with RADs to emulate the fault tolerance and distributed collection of data. So there are basically two different operations that which can be performed on RDD. For example, first is when see these kind of methods are there in map and filter and all those ones. Okay, let me just show it. Yeah, these are the methods, flat map and map. These are the methods. That is basically transformations. Here, what happens when you use such methods? The RDDs will be created. So here, the list, we are defining the list. And when we use this flat map, a RDD will be created and the data won't be put into RDD. You can tell RDD has a temporary data set, or you can tell it has an execution logic. Initially, like no data will be loaded into RDD only when execution happens at the end, only when the action is triggered. For example, like here you can see this count first, reduce, also print, and then sum. Only then the execution will be triggered. So each and every line RDD would be created for flat map, and then data key group by and all those things. Once this two lines are executed, all the RDDs from the start would be triggered, and we would get the output. I'll just show later how that works. So yeah, these are the two things: transformation and action are the two things. Spark SQL. So here, if one wants to perform something on the structured data, then Spark SQL would be used. So you can see there is a data source API. It basically allows the data to get the data in whichever format it is in, and also the data frame API. Here, while writing a program, we use anything. We use it as a Spark dot that would be triggering the rest of the program. And this data from API can be it allows the data to be represented in rows and columns, and it allows to create a data forms. So this is the use of Spark SQL. And coming to data streaming, so it is a quite interesting topic here, data streaming. So here, what happens? It is an API that allows the developer to perform a batch processing as well as a real-time processing. Basically, it is used to perform a real-time processing. So, for an example, if in a supermarket there would be a cameras. Um, so when a customer comes, and if more number of customers are looking at a particular product, and these cameras will capture the live data, and this data would be processed immediately, and the product the customers are interested in, or whatever it is, that would be given to the product company, so that they can strategize and reduce the amount of the product, so that more number of people would buy, or according to the market they could do more things to put in more strategies on the product. So this is like a park streaming. So Spark ML library is basically has a built-in libraries, and it is used for machine learning algorithms, and it contains machine learning libraries, and it can implement various algorithms such as clustering, classification, and collaborative filtering. And graphics is a Spark's own graph computation engine and data source. It provides a uniform tool for extract, transform, load, and also the exploratory data analysis. It also is an interactive graph computation. It also has that. Coming to Spark architecture. So basically, the Spark has a master slave architecture. That is, it consists of a driver program that runs on a master node, and multiple executors which run across the worker nodes in a cluster. So as you can see, first the master node has a driver program, and the Spark code behaves as a driver. Here, the Spark code behaves as a driver program and creates a Spark context, which is a gateway to all Spark functionalities. Once you install a Spark in your system, there will be something called as created called a Spark contest. Through that only, you can execute all the programs. Otherwise, you'll have to write other workaround for it. Next thing is, Spark application run has an independent set of processes on the clusters, and the driver program and Spark contest take care of the job execution within the cluster. Yeah. So once the cluster managers here, the job is split into multiple tasks that are distributed over a worker node. Like when the RDD is created in a Spark context, it can be distributed across various nodes, like as many RDDs would be created. The worker nodes are the slaves that run in a different task, and once they execute, the executor is responsible for the execution of these. Yeah, we will execute it, and only then all the RDDs would be triggered. The worker node execute the task assigned by the cluster manager and returns back to the Spark context. So these are the examples of the application, like it is quietly used everywhere, but these are the major companies. Internet connected equipments by recommending when to do the preventive maintenance. In financial services, the Spark is used in banking to prevent the customer churn and recommended new financial and to recommend new financial products. The invest and it is also used in investment banking. So coming to use case, this is one example of Spark streaming. So this is a company which uses Convia. So it is the world's largest video streaming company. Here, what happens, like as I explained, the video streaming is challenging because everyone now expects the videos to be of extreme high quality, and so yeah, Convia uses Apache Spark to uh, get the better data. So it collects the data about video streaming and video streaming quality to give the customer visibility into end users experience, like to give a better video qualities. Going to next one, like yeah. So here, using the Spark, it delivers a better quality services to the customer by it removes the screen buffering time and also learning in detail about network condition in real time. So it collects this data and it learns about this data. So it can provide less screen buffering and it can opt for better network conditions. So and then these information is stored in the video player to to manage the traffic coming from. It almost processes 4 billion videos every month. Yeah, this is the same thing. So they have adapted it because reduces waiting time before the video starts and buffering, and also to maximize viewer engagement. So yeah, um, installing Apache Spark. So you first of all, Apache needs Java runtime environment and also JDK. So you have to install both of the things that you can do from your the Oracle website to check. Just to check if it is installed in your system, just use Java space hyphen and version. So it would take time to install. And also, yeah, it needs Python. If you're coding in Python, you can either code in R, Python, or anything. So if you're coding in Python, you need to install Python as well. And if you guys are interested, you can go to the website. I would provide it at the end. You can download the Apache Spark. So here you have to select different versions, and also in this Apache which is built, the Hadoop is already Apache needs Hadoop environment to run. Apache Spark needs Hadoop environment, so it is already pre-built for Hadoop. And also Scala. Scala is a language that is used in Apache Spark. You can either install it separately or you can use a pre-built version. So once you Go here, it will take you to a different website. From here, you download it by clicking on the link. After you download it, there is one thing that you need to do is like to check the integrity of the files. So you either this has to be done for the first time when you're installing it, so that you would know that the Apache Spark which you have downloaded is not corrupt. You execute the a command in your command prompt. Before that, there is something called as checksums. I hope you would have all read this. So if two checksums are same, that means that the data would not be corrupted. So once you execute the query, the checksum would be displayed, and you can check if it is proper, or else Apache Spark would throw an error while you're executing a program. Once that is done, it's installing of an Apache Spark. So what you can either do is you have to create a folder in your, yeah, create two folders, one for Spark and one for Hadoop. Hadoop we would need for Spark to run. So here you would, whatever you would have downloaded, just paste it in this, and then we'll have to download Hadoop. There is a different website for that too. You can download it from GitHub. uh, After you're done, you have to set the environment for the this thing, or else the uh, nothing will run on your system. So what you have to do is, yeah, over here Hadoop home, like add on new, whatever a new name is there, variable name should be Hadoop home, and Java program which you've installed should be Java home, and then Spark which you installed should be Spark home. And to get a variable value, you can use browser directory and go to the C folder wherever you have saved it, and press on OK. After you're done, after only when you're done with this, you can open your command prompt. Here you have to go to the Spark folder. Yeah. So to see what all is there, we listed all the directories. So yeah, these are the things that would be, Python would be supported, R would be supported. Also, if you're doing with Python, once you open the command prompt, install do pip install PySpark, so that Python would run on your system. So all the I'll just show what is there in the bin. Bin usually contains all kind of programs that Apache Spark would support. So we have to go inside the bin, and then list all the directories to see what all would be supported, so that you can choose any one of it. So these are all the things that would be supported, PySpark and all those things. So here, Spark Shell is the actual coding language of Apache Spark, that is Scala. So I would be using that to execute the small program. This would take time to load. This is a Apache program for word count, guys. So as I told, these map and flat map and everything will create an RDDs each and every time, each when once each line is executed. Only when the last line, when I executed, all the RDDs would the data would be loaded into all the RDDs at the end, and it would execute in a it would trigger from first line to the last line, and then we would get an output. Yeah. See, like as it is happening, this did not get completely executed until and unless I executed. It won't be completely executed. As you can see here, val list. This is the list we gave, and here string conversion is happening. Once that is done, we are splitting it wherever there is space, and that is happening over here. Once that is done, we are mapping the words, so that we could get the count in the next this thing. So here you can see the words have been mapped. After that, you group by data, like in the sense, what you do over here, each and if there are any repetitions of the word, group by data, that would be grouped together. And here what we're doing is group by data map values, and at the end we're calculating the sum. So here group by data, we would have grouped all the similar data, and here the sum would be calculated. uh, Once I execute it, it would print the result. Yeah, it would print the result in this format. Here, everything would be loaded into the RDDs. Only after I execute it, it will print the output. Other, if you enter a single line of command each time, each there won't be any output like this. So yeah, until and unless an activity is made, only then the RDDs would be triggered. Does anyone have any questions? I would take that as a no, I guess. Did you guys understand? Okay. Hi, ma'am. That's all for the presentation. I would like to hand over it to you.
Hello. Mute ಆಗಿದೆ. Hello.
Hello?
Hi, yeah, Shushmita. Can you hear me?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you for the wonderful session, Shushmita. So it was very nice to listen for Apache Spark because it was one of the most trending technology with respect to big data analytics. So I really thank you from Department of ISC and JCCTEB for giving your session or giving your time to join for the session and deliver a nice hands-on session for our students. I request the students if they have any doubt, please you can type or you can ask.
Yeah, guys. Or else you can contact me. I would.
Yes. Can you give your link over there? Can you please type your email
Yeah,
ID
yeah,
and phone
sure.
number? Yeah. And even I wanted to tell my students, we should congratulate Shushmita over here. She is also alumni of our college. She studied in ISC department only, completed in 2020, and now she has been selected for her MS studies abroad, and she will be flying very soon for her MS. So I'll congratulate and wish you all the best for this, Shushmita.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is the Sushmita email ID, Gmail, GA.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
no
guys.
problem, no problem. It's on typing it happens, no problem.
Yeah.
So Sushmita email ID is given. So you can contact Sushmita either for MS references or subject references, and even me for any data required.
Yeah, be free to contact guys for anything.
Sushmita, upload this talk in your profile also, because you have
Uh,
applied for MS. They'll be recruiting everything. Means they'll go through everything in your profile. Please upload this talk and the link in your resume also. We
yeah,
will be
sure.
uploading the same thing in the YouTube and the social media, so which will definitely come across to many students in the future.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity, ma'am.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Sushmita. Whenever the time permits, please come out to the department. We'll be happy to have you in the department also. So once
Thank you.
again, I thank Dr. Prabhushankar sir and Sushmita on behalf of the department and JCCTEB for delivering a wonderful talk on data science and big data analytics, its tools and technologies with a live demo or hands-on sessions for the students. So thank you one and all, and thank you for your patience hearing and giving the time for us. So once again, thank you all. On behalf of JCCTE, thank you all. Thank you. So all the students can log out now and continue with the other sessions, respective sessions or academic details.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Stop recording, Purla sir. Ah.
Keto.